to roll?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's continue with Dr. Peter and Dr. Patti. I'm going to introduce them to you. Dr. Peter J. Kevorkian and Dr. Patricia A. Giuliano embody the heart and soul of family practice. Their home office practice here at Westwood Family Chiropractic is considered the gold standard in a chiropractic wellness practice.
Yes.
And we can all attest to that.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah. Dr. Peter teaches internationally on chiropractic philosophy, children and chiropractic and family practice. He serves as chairman of the board for Sherman College. He is president and instructor for the International Chiropractic Pediatric Association, ICPA, Diplomat Program, vice president of the IFCO, and board member of the Massachusetts Chiropractic Society. He is a 1982 graduate of Palmer College of Chiropractic. Dr. Patti is one of the founders of the League of Chiropractic Women. She serves on the board of the Academy of Family Practice and former member of the Massachusetts Board of Registration. She is a 1982 graduate of Life University. Dr. Peter and Dr. Patti were bestowed the honor of Chiropractors of the Year by the Massachusetts Chiropractic Society in 2003. It is the first time that this prestigious award has been given to a couple.
Ooh.
That's amazing.
That's exciting.
Yeah, very cool. For over 10 years, they have been hosts for the Massachusetts Alliance for Chiropractic Philosophy. Under their leadership, the MACP has been a strong support for chiropractors. They support the chiropractic community by sponsoring monthly philosophy nights at their home office for chiropractors and their families. They have 2 children, Katie, age 25, and Christopher, age 23, both of whom were born underwater at home.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Peter and Dr. Patti's story. What's unique about the way Dr. Patti and Dr. Peter do business? How they work with people to achieve and sustain a healthy relationship with their own bodies as a source of wellness and vitality. Their core philosophy is vitalism. It's an inclusive and multifaceted philosophy. And I'm going to let them define for you and talk about what is vitalism and their story.
You go first.
You have 10
You
minutes.
make much more sense. Trust me.
Okay.
Okay. Dr. Patti.
Yay!
Yay!
Well, I think it's very appropriate how we met, to talk about how we met, so that you could see that the path started there. I'm a Jersey girl and decided to transplant to the Boston area because I loved it here. And so I got here in 1982 and decided I was going to start my practice. And by chance, I was engaged at the time, not to him, and by chance I had lunch with a fellow who asked me to tell him my philosophy on life. And I told him my philosophy on life, and he said, "Wow, you sound just like a good friend of mine." I said, "Who might that be?" And he said, "Peter Kevorkian, he's a chiropractor too." And by chance, I had gone out to lunch with Peter as colleagues just a few weeks prior to that, and was just taken by him. I fell in love with him, like when he hugged me after lunch. It was like, how could this happen? I'm engaged, and here this man's hugging me, and I'm, falling in love with him and saying I'm going to marry him. And Steve, the man that I went out to lunch with Peter, he said, "My God, you guys just, you sound like, you're both saying the same things and talking the same kind of philosophy." And I thought, oh my God, I am going to marry him. So long story short, the other guy's gone, and here we are 29 years later. And so what happened was, I got to experience a whole new world, being with a man who, if someone asked Peter a question, he'd answer it, and then he'd say, why don't you ask Patty? And they'd come and ask me, and totally separate from him, and I would give the same answer. And what we realize is that we have a shared philosophy, and it's a beautiful philosophy, and it's the philosophy of vitalism, which really means that we are more than the sum of our parts. We are more than this physical body, that there is this vital essence to all of us. And Peter, in chiropractic school, separate from me in my chiropractic school, we both heard the music of that philosophy and realized that that's how we were living our lives. And so we came together, we just took that philosophy where we acknowledged that there was this essence, this genius that's within all living things. And that if we could just step back, and as chiropractors, but also as human beings in relationship, as sisters and brothers and as parents, in every aspect of our life, we were able to apply that philosophy and to see that, wow, we accept that there's something else going on here. There's something else running the show. And that if we can humble ourselves enough and allow that to be expressed through us as beings, for me, it took a lot of the stress out of making decisions. All the decisions would come from that. So, somebody has a health issue. You step back and you go, wow, what's your body trying to tell you? What is the body trying to say to you? And pay attention. Pay attention. The genius inside of you doesn't ask your opinion. It doesn't ask for a discussion. It does what it needs to do to allow you to express yourself to your fullest potential. So as parents, my daughter's in the back of the room there, she'll attest to this, we brought up our kids with that philosophy. That anything that your body does, honor it, respect it, and yes, do all the steps you need to do to take care of it also. I mean, though that's like a very important part of it. And that's part of what we do and how we share, our expertise with the members of our practice. So, as parents, taught our kids, trust your body. Trust your body. Trust that the life inside of you is going to heal you. As chiropractors, trust your body. Be in relationship with your body. Be in a good relationship with your body. That's the first relationship that needs to be created. As partners, trust that we will know the right things to do as parents. We will know the right things to do in our relationship. And we'll explore together. And we'll see, what do we both share? What makes sense to us based on that philosophy that we can then take in our relationship and then allow it to grow. So when Miriam and Jeffrey asked us to be interviewed for this book, we were just so excited. And and then after the book came out, just realized, wow, we feel honored to be among one of the many amazing entrepreneurial groups, couples that are interviewed in this book. And so we love being who we are, and we love that we are who we are in our life, and we take that into our practice, and that's who we are in our practice, and that's who we are with our kids, and we're the real deal. And we love what we do, we're passionate about what we do, and we have created more together than either one of us could have created alone. And with that, I will introduce, or Mary Elizabeth's going to introduce my hubby?
No.
Oh, you already did. Then I'm going to introduce my hubby.
No. I just gave you a 5. That's 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Isn't she cute?
Yes.
That's really the reason we got together, is because she was cute. And I was enamored by her cuteness. That was it. And the hugs. Everybody says it's our philosophy that brought us together. And in understanding the philosophy and explaining that philosophy and teaching that philosophy, it becomes more and more apparent to me every day the magic and the brilliance of how our world has been put together. And when we look at our relationship, I view it no more than just a symbol of the magnificence of the universe, as every relationship. When two people come together and fall in love, that's an experience that transcends words. It's that moment, that magic that's there. The first time you look in a child's eyes, your own child's eyes, and you fall in love again. Or your second child, and you say, how could I ever love somebody as much as my first child? And to see the power that's there. Every moment in our lives is the opportunity to fall in love again. To step back in the magnificence and the brilliance of what gift we have. Vitalism honors that aspect of existence. And in a healthcare science, to come into witness of the beauty of the creation of our universe. Vitalism is two people falling in love, creating new life. Vitalism is honoring a beautiful snowfall and witnessing the magnificence and the power of weather. Vitalism is watching a plant go through, the simple plant working its way through concrete, to allow life to express itself. Vitalism is the buds coming on the trees. Vitalism is somebody healing. Vitalism is also disease. Vitalism is also pathology. Vitalism is everything and honoring that there's a brilliance and a genius to everything that occurs. Academically, vitalism had its birth as a healthcare viewpoint back in the latter part of the 1800s, where there was a philosophy at that time referred to as mechanism that viewed everything that happened could be explained in physical terms. Everything in the body was like a machine, and that you could measure with chemicals, you can measure with physics, that you can measure in a laboratory, that you could control it and manage it, that the body was a machine. There was a mechanistic machine. That viewpoint that things from the environment could come into the body, could make it sick, like viruses or bacteria. And you could kill those viruses or bacteria with drugs or other therapies. A viewpoint still exists today. Somebody thinks that they pick something up and their back goes out on them, and somebody's going to, chiropractor or somebody's going to push it right back in. A view that the body was a machine. There's also a philosophical viewpoint called spiritualism. The view that everything that happened was due to a deity. Okay? That God or some deity had an architecture that you were going to develop this condition, you were going to have this problem, you were going to have this problem. And that still exists today. How many people say, why is God smiting me with this? They feel as though that they don't have control over a life experience. Vitalism was a marrying together of both of those viewpoints. That the body is indeed a machine, but there's a ghost inside that machine. There's a magic. That there's that brilliance, that genius that holds the world together. That same thing that holds the stars in the sky knows how to birth the baby, knows how to heal you, knows how to create relationships. And to stand back in awe and witness of the brilliance of nature, the brilliance of life and what it does. It's that philosophy that brought us together. It's that philosophy that we honored as we grew in our relationship, as we birthed our children, as we developed our practice, to rather than saying, I know what somebody needs, I know how to control that machine, but to step back and witness and say, hey, life knows what to do. How can we enhance life to do what life already does? Let's take an interference away from it and let the genius that made the world, made the universe, do what it already